so I'm going to give you some of my background experiences, and of course I can't tell you them all. I am 32 years old, and I have all kinds of insights and perspectives and things that I've learned from the way I grew up. I lived in McDowell County until I was 13 years old, and I was born into a family that was in generational poverty. So that family was afflicted by mental illness and domestic violence, and we knew what it was like to go a week to 2 weeks out of the month without food because there just wasn't enough. And then it's not because my parents didn't work hard. I watched my dad go ginsenging and moss hunting and pick up cans off the side of the road. He put the steeple on the church. He helped dig the footer with the shovel in his bare hands when the machines wouldn't dig the footer for the gym to be put beside the Christian School Academy at Twin Branch Holler. My mom cleaned houses and she worked for hotels, and they worked really hard, but we didn't hardly ever have enough. My house, the only book I had was the King James Version Bible. I didn't know that that was just another type of English language, so until really here recently, I didn't know I could understand that book. Another thing to add to that, a reason why, is I didn't have books in school until the 4th grade. We had one book, and it was a science book, and the teacher told us that females shouldn't become doctors or anything of that matter because females' genetics were different and that we couldn't learn math and science. That just wasn't true. Another research study came out from, I believe, Harvard a few years ago that said the same thing. So I've been pretty much set up at a disadvantage all my life, but I have done what my parents have taught me to do. They taught me to pray, go to church, work hard, have perfect attendance, always study, always do my homework, and treat people how I think Jesus would. So I've done my best to love everybody I can, even those who have hated me. To be in this building today, I am very proud. As I walked by the building down here, I saw cosmetology on the door. I remember when I was in high school, I was fortunate enough to get into the WIGA program, the Workforce Investment Act, where my senior year of college, I worked from 2 o'clock in the evening, high school, my senior high school, 2 o'clock in the evening to 9 o'clock at night, doing surveys and making calls to beauticians and barbershops in Mercer County to find out if we had a cosmetology program here to Bowtech, if they would take these classes. So I did all that, got all that data gathered together and worked with everybody here and got the 500-page books started and made copies and put holes in them, and it didn't take me too long. I was pretty diligent on it. And I got told by Bill Sherwood and others who worked here at the Bowtech Center at that time, back in 2001, 2002, that if I hadn't done all that, it would have taken them years to get that work together, so that cosmetology program wouldn't have gotten started as far back as it did. A year before that, I had gotten in a car wreck because we had black ice on the road, and like I said, I had perfect attendance. 3 vehicles hit us. I had my seatbelt on, and if I hadn't, I would have went out that windshield. My head hit the dashboard, cracked the windshield, knocked my window out. I broke 5 ribs, my collarbone, clavicle, scapula, vertebrae in my neck, and my lung collapsed. I died 3 times on the way to Princeton Hospital from lash meat. And I was in a coma for a week and unconscious for 2. And when I woke up, I couldn't walk or talk. I was paralyzed. And they said I was mentally retarded. And they said I wouldn't walk again. But you know what? I didn't believe anything that they said. Even though those people was picking me up, putting me in wheelchairs, I just knew I was going to walk again. And a couple of weeks later, I did. You know, I left the hospital. The psychiatrist told me she wanted to prepare me for my future, that I'd had a traumatic brain injury and that I wasn't going to have good memory anymore, and I wasn't going to be able to learn again. The whole time I was in that hospital, I talked about my dream of going to college because nobody in my family was fortunate enough to be able to graduate high school before me. And they said, you won't be able to go to college because you're not going to be able to learn things and you won't have a good memory. But I'll tell you what, I still went. And I got a brain infection called meningitis, and I got mono, and my spleen almost ruptured. But guess what? I didn't give up. I studied, I went back to school. It took me 6 years to get my bachelor's of social work degree. And I got that degree because I started out, I wanted to be a brain surgeon. I had got a scholarship from WVU, from the Health and Sciences Technology Academy. Go figure, I did pretty good in math and science. But after that car wreck, my hand shook. So I couldn't be a brain surgeon with a shaky hand. So what was the next best thing I could do? Well, I wanted to be a teacher, but at that time, there was the No Child Left Behind Act, and all these teachers were getting laid off all over America. So I got told, don't be a teacher, be a social worker. You'll be guaranteed to get a job. So that's what I did. I worked in social work for 8 years, and I've seen all kinds of things wrong, and all kinds of ways that we need to be helping people that we're not. Just wanted to give you a little bit of background on that. To add to the Chamber of Commerce side of it, a small business is the cornerstone of our economy, and we must work on legislation to bring in and create more small businesses. My husband and I had one for a year, and it failed disastrously, not because we didn't work hard enough, but after you can't pay your bills, can't buy food, you got to do something else. Investing in infrastructure is one of the things we should invest in. We need to repair our roads and employ West Virginians to do this. It'll help out some of our unemployed miners. My grandpa's a retired miner, and he continues to work hard in his 70s every day, looking for work in McDowell County. And we need to look for federal funding to pay for these projects. Capitalizing on the natural beauty of our state, we need to further develop our tourism industry and increase hiking trails, biking, and access to four-wheelers. Research some of the programs like Kentucky's doing to start technological companies for those that'll work. Develop real solutions for those addicted. We need to invest in rehabilitation centers for those with drug and alcohol issues. I've been a crisis counselor, and I know firsthand what people need to recover. I know a lot of people are against taxes, but I'll tell you with the Our Children, Our Future campaign that I've volunteered with for the past few years, and I've worked at every political level possible that there could be local, state, federal, national. They have a proposal to increase on opioid prescriptions to increase the tax on it 5%. So I would be for that because that money would be used to build mental health centers to help those addicted because we really don't have hardly anything down here to help them. I would like to know what your concerns are and what things you would like me to pursue as one of your legislators. What types of things are preventing you from expanding your current businesses? Let's ask hard questions to get real answers. What needs to happen to bring manufacturing jobs to Mercer County? I'll pursue all these opportunities. No one from West Virginia went after the Tesla battery factory. That would have meant 6,000 more really good paying jobs. I don't have all the answers, but I want to learn, and I'll work with anyone I have to figure it out. Thank you. God bless you.